Hello all, welcome to this very short clip regarding anchors. As you can see on the screen, we have a picture of a stockless anchor. There are of course various types of anchors, all of them with special properties, and for your assignment, as you know from your reader, you'll be looking at some of them. Read your reader to see what exactly you need to do. When it comes to stockless anchors, they consist of various parts. At the very top, marked as number 1, we have the shackle. The shackle is part of the anchor chain. The anchor chain consists of various shackles that all interlock. And this interlocking eventually comes to number 2 over here, which is this part over here. And they call that the puddening. Puddening, look up the Dutch term. It's interesting as well. The connection between the anchor chain and the anchor itself. Number 3 is called the shank. On this bit. Number 4, these are the flukes. Number 5, which are effectively these things, are the arms. And number 6, the shoulders. If you look at the anchor upside down, let me flip it once more and zoom in, you might see why this is called the shoulder. These are the arms. So that might help you. Now, when it comes to anchors, when you use them, if you want to stay in place or if you are in place and want to get going. To continue with that, you have, of course, some SMCP terms. If you want to heave up your anchor, so pull it up, very simply use we will, the will signifying the future. If you want to start it, actually start the procedure, so you've said we want to do this, we're going to start the procedure right now, heave up, port anchor in this case. If the anchor is loose from the ground, it is effectively weightless, sort of. And they then say in SMCP, away. So it's away from the weight, there is no weight on it. If there are only 3 shekels left to come in, you say 3 shekels left. And finally, when it has been fastened, it can't go anywhere anymore. Anchor secured. It's secure, it is safe. So, what do we see over here? Somebody who is, well, potentially breaking his hands. There's a link over here. I'll link to it in the description as well, if you want to watch that. It's quite interesting. It shows you why you shouldn't grip your, put your hands like around the anchor like that. So the ships are, of course, made fast. Made fast means connected to bollards with both headlines, sternlines, breastlines, and springs. All those various lines, you might know where they are. Let's go into that a little bit more. The headlines are at the front of the ship, sternlines at the back of the vessel, and the breastlines sort of in the middle, and the springs are extra. Of course, for berthing, there is also some SMCP. We will berth port alongside. So the port alongside means that along your port side, you will fasten your lines. So fasten the lines, make fast. Now, that might seem a little bit strange, but then again, the SMCP can be strange from time to time. So make fast fore and aft. Keep tension on the springs, keep the springs tight. Why? To make sure that you don't go bumping into the key. So we have what they call a hawser. We lead our line through a fair lead, and the fair lead makes sure that the lines aren't all tangled up. The hawser, which pulls in the lines, isn't all tangled up. So we lead it through the fair lead. Normal ones look like this. The rope or the line goes alongside it, and because this also turns, you should never have your line really tangled. There are also some different ones that have to do, well, with the height differences that you sometimes have. And we have those special Panama ones, because in the Panama locks you go up and down a lot. And they basically lock the line through, they loop it through an opening. So, when leaving berth, your first orders that you have to take into account are standby engines. Why? If you don't have your engines standby, and you cast your lines off, well, that might cause some issues. You'll become adrift in the middle of the fairway. Not great. So you stand by your engines, You then start your engines, and then you are ready to get underway and stand by for letting go. And when you first start letting go, you want to single up. And the standard procedure, effectively, for all of those is first slack away the headline, breastline, stern line, or whatever you are slacking away at that point. Slack away means there is some slack, it gets loose. Then we heave it away, we throw it away, and finally, let go. So let go, slack away, heave away. Let go means that we are going to do it, slack away, heave away. So single up first means you're tied to fewer places. Then we let go your headline. Let go means, oh, we're going to do this one now. Then first slack away, then heave away. This continues on for the other ones as well. So let go, slack away, heave away. Let go, slack away, heave away. Let go, slack away, heave away. And often this of course depends per vessel. Depends on the vessel. You go from front to back. Why? So your front starts pointing in the direction that you want to go. You have a little bit more control, otherwise you have to keep your engines running full power to, or well, maybe not full power, but at more power to actually keep you on the spot. And when you're finally done, you say finished with maneuvering station. This effectively says the maneuvering station is done. We can now start getting underway. And getting underway is, well, as simple as, and this all depends because you want to get out of your harbor first. You first check if your propeller is clear, makes sense. You go dead slow. From dead slow, you go to slow. From slow, you go half ahead. Notice it's not half speed ahead, simply half ahead. And finally, at the on the open seas, full ahead. Now, there are some interesting things that you need to pay attention to. In the SMCP, you also give orders to your helmsman. Orders, of course, are given in separate numbers, with some exceptions. The only exception is if you have to steer a certain amount of degrees. So a pilot might give you instructions like this, so steer 182, but they might also give you instructions like 10 degrees to starboard. So those are the two different ones. Remember, all numbers are separate, except for the dates and certain steering orders. If you are on a sorting course, use steady. And there's also, of course, here the repetition to help you remember to check and verify to make sure that there is no miscommunication going on. We use the term easer to reduce the amount of rudder, so we're steering a certain direction, we reduce that amount of rudder and hold it over there. Steady means that we counter swing, so we want to go to this course steady. We sort of give a counter swing, we reduce the swing rapidly. Doesn't mean that we're staying on that certain course, but we are steadying her, so countering the swing. Meter means that we are indeed in that swing, so turning, okay, this is the course we want to go, now meter, and give even more swing back to make sure that we're going straight at that point. Steady as she goes, everything is going great, we're sticking to this course. And that was it, and I hope you learned something.